वंशी विभूषित करा नवनीरदाभात पीतांबरा धरुणबिंब फलाधरोष्ठात् पूर्णेन्दु सुंदर मुखात् अरविंद नेत्रात् कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Divine souls, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. We have been going through chapter 5 and so far dealt with verses 1 and 2 in some detail. We learned the question raised by Arjuna and the first reply from Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Now Arjuna asked the question. He wanted to find out from Bhagavan, who had declared that both Karma Yoga and Sannyasa were beneficial. They were good. They are beneficial to mankind. If that is so, then I would like to know which one is better of the two, which is Shreya, which is Kalyankari. मेरे लिए कल्याणकारी कौन सा पाथ है, कौन सा मार्ग है, कर्म संन्यास या कर्म योग? Bhagavan immediately replied and told, Sannyasah karma yogasya nishreyasa karavubhau tayostu karma sannyasat karma yoga vishishyate. While both karma yoga and sannyasa yoga lead to supreme bliss, of the two, the karma yoga is superior. Now Bhagavan in verse 3 of chapter 5 gives his reasons for making such an statement and putting karma yoga as superior. In this verse he says, Jneyah sanitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati nirdvando hi mahabhaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Bhagavan says to Arjuna, Gyeyah sa nitya sannyasi. Gyeyah, you should consider, sir, that person, nitya sannyasi, is ever a renouncer, who yaha na dveshti na kankshati. Neither he hates nor he desires. Nirdvando hi mahabhaho. Nirdvando, free from all dualities. Mahabhaho or Arjuna, sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Very easily they get liberated from bondage. So Bhagavan is giving a key to Arjuna to unlock that path which leads to freedom from this bondage of sansara. He says, you will be considered as a nitya sannyasi if you practice two things. Na dveshti, na kankshati. That you should neither hate anybody, nor you should have desire within you. So these are the two key things to consider, and let me deal with these two things today as far as possible. So Bhagavan has given us very simple formula to adopt. We have been talking about, and our friend Narendra Kapoorji has been emphasizing, and Joshi ji also telling this point, is to hold on to at least something. Understand something and hold on to, keep that, practice that. Here we have today a beautiful formula which Bhagavan has given us to practice. And this is not really that very difficult. It is difficult. Everything is difficult. Even to tell the truth is difficult. But then we, on the path of spirituality, we have to at least hold on to certain pillars of strength which Bhagavan is providing to us. So let us dwell on these two words, dveshti and na kankshati. Na dveshti, na kankshati. See, what is happening? We have the tendency all the time to acquire something, desire something. There is a feeling within us that we lack something. We are not filled up. We always have एक घर हुआ तो दूसरा घर होना चाहिए, छोटा घर है बड़ा घर होना चाहिए, एक गाड़ी है दो गाड़ी होनी चाहिए. This kind of tendency is always, that is called bhogeksha, desire to bhog. That is a fundamental thing within us. I will come to that, why it happens. Explain to you. And when you possess something, then somebody has more, somebody has less. I like this, I don't like this. So this is pleasant for me, this is unpleasant for me. So you tendency to hate, to have hatred against others also comes in. So these two fundamental things within us remains till such time we overcome these two. We do not have desire to possess. At the same time, we must not have hatred towards others. We all talk about this chapter 12, and in chapter 12, from you all know very well, from 13 to 19, there are 39 attributes of Bhakta Asgar given. 39 of them. If one of them we can possess, two of them we can possess, that's beautiful. And these two words, dveshti and kankshati, also forms part of this verse. Bhagavan says, adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha nirmamo nirahankara samadukha sukha kshame. So Bhagavan says, those are devotees are dear to me who have no ill will towards anybody, no hatred. Also free from attachment, free from desire. At the same time, the question of duality comes in here. Dvanda, that one should have a even-minded duality, whether it is happiness or in distress. So even here, we have these two or three words which are contained in chapter 3, verse 3 of chapter 5. There's a famous chaupai from Manas. Tulsidas ji says, Bhagwan Shankar, माँ पार्वती को कहते हैं, उमा जे राम चरण रत विगत मोह मद क्रोध निज प्रभु मैं देखहि जगत यही सन करहि विरोध. This is Bhagavan is telling to Ma Parvati that निज प्रभु मैं देखहि जगत, जिसने सारे संसार को में भगवान ही भगवान देखते हैं। और ऐसा कब होता है? राम चरण रत, ये सोरठा है, इसमें भगवान शंकर कहते हैं कि जिसने भगवान राम के चरण में अपने को समर्पित कर दिया, उसको तो भगवान ही भगवान सब जगह नजर आएंगे। तो फिर यही सन करहि विरोध, तो वो किसको साथ विरोध करेगा? उसके लिए कौन होगा दुश्मन, कौन होगा? कोई नहीं, सब तो भगवान ही भगवान नजर आएंगे। गीता में भी बहुत सारे श्लोक हैं, मैं समय उस पर नहीं डालूंगा, लेकिन कहने का तात्पर्य यह है कि अगर आपने कर्मयोग करते हुए ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि संगम त्यक्त्वा करोति यः, आपने ब्रह्म को आधार बना करके भगवान के चरण में आपको समर्पित करके आपका और संसार में अपने जो कर्म है, आपके निर्धारित कर्म है, वो कर्म में लगे रहते हैं, तो फिर आपके मन से ये भाव जो हेट्रेड का है वो मिट जाता है। नाउ दिस क्वेश्चन कम्स ऑफ द्वंद्व, the dualities. What is the duality? Ichha dvesh samuthena dandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti param tapa. What I'm trying to do is to find out why, of course, somebody hates others, why somebody likes somebody, why there is duality, from where this comes in us. There is a root of duality is what? That Bhagavan mentions in this verse, which is verse 27 of chapter 7. Bhagavan says, "O Arjuna, the duality of desire and aversion arise from delusion." There is moha, that what Joshi ji was also talking about, so coincides because thoughts are similar. That it is from delusion. The root is delusion, which leads to desire. At the same time, all living beings in the material realm are deluded by these. See, there's two things happening. One is that the delusion leads to desire, and other is desire leads to delusion. So these are delusion leads to desire and aversion, and desire and aversion leads to delusion. So मोह है, अर्जुन को मोह हो गया। अगेन उस तरफ जाएंगे तो लंबी बात हो जाएगी। They are all connected. Why? मोह कहां से आ गया? मोह कहां से आ गया उसका भी भगवान बताते हैं। ये शाम त्वंदगतम पापम जनानाम पुण्य कर्मणाम ते द्वंद्व मोह निर्मुक्ता भजन्ते माम दृढ़व्रता. That means if you are able to get rid of dvandva, and that from how that dvandva will go away, that is karma yoga. So Bhagavan immediately gives reply to Arjuna. Karma yoga is superior to karma sannyasa. And the reason for karma yoga being superior is if you are involved in karma yoga, your sins will be destroyed. Pap gatam, tvand gatam papam jananam punya karmanam. As you engage in pious activity, your karma, your sin will be destroyed through karma yoga. And once that is destroyed, then you are free from the dualities of delusion of dualities, and with that you will be able to get at the feet of Bhagavan, bhajante mam dhrupata. Then you will be more inclined to cling on to Bhagavan's charan, and then you uddhar aapka hoga, your delusion will go. Now, what is the main cause of delusion? Again, Joshi ji was talking about Trigunatmak, Trigunabhisya Veda. Trivirgunamayer evi sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati bhamebhya paramabhyayam. Trivirgunamayer त्रिविर गुणिर्मये भावे, माया का भाव है त्रिगुणा. From where this triguna comes? It is these three modes of natures, the sattvic, rasic, tamasic. People in this world are unable to know me because this Maya, Trigunatak Maya, it is covering their intellect and their mind. As such, they are not able to see me. That avarana is there. आवरण से ढका हुआ कौन सा आवरण है? ये त्रिगुणात्मक प्रकृति का. त्रिगुणात्मक प्रकृति मोह डाल देता है, because it has got the capability or ability to put a curtain onto the mind. So what is happening? The prakriti has got three gunas. Guna leads to moha, moha leads to dvanda, and dvanda leads to the bondage. Once you are bound, keep on growing and growing, and you would never get rid of the bondage from this sansara. Now this, I'm looking at my, can I continue? There are so many things I want to talk about, but the relationship between this prakriti, guna, this leads to the delusion, this leads to this dvanda duality, that leads to the bondage. And this has to be explained in ways where we operate from external world and to the internal world. Can I go through this, Joshi ji?
Yeah, for this one, yeah.
Okay. Now, what is happening? We are living in this world which has got two components. One is the external world outside, and one is the internal world. In external world, we have the Visaya, the sense objects. And these sense objects are outside. These all, the Samasti Prakriti and the internal world, that is me, that is the body, both are Bhagavan, created by Bhagavan. But the thing outside, in the external world, whatever exists, this is not itself has anything to cause disturbance in the mind of people. It is the senses within the individual, his sense organs within this individual, which get contact with the relative sense objects, that the question of hatred, question of desire comes in. Why? Because they are tainted. The mind is tainted. It has got tamogun, satogun, rajogun, any of these components. If somebody's mind is tamoguni, as Dr. Narendra Kapoorji was explaining, if your mind is already tamoguni, of course, you will like to hear those things which are driving you away towards sansara. If you are, जो तमोगुनी होगा, उसको भगवान का कीर्तन और भजन साउंड में आएगा, कहे बंद करो, क्या कर रहे हो, बकवास है उसको. और जो आदमी सतोगुनी होगा, भगवान का गुणगान सुनना पड़ेगा. वो अगर कहीं भजन हो रहा है तो भागेगा, वहां उसको मन लगेगा. तो प्रकृति साउंड में, चाहे भजन हो, चाहे कीर्तन हो, चाहे कुछ तरह का साउंड हो, what is there in the sound has been a property which exists. But how an individual gets distracted or attracted towards it, ये राग और द्वेष क्यों होता है? It simply happens because your own व्यष्टि प्रकृति जो आपकी है, आपका सेंस ऑर्गन किस तरह का है. मैं पटना में अपने ड्राइंग रूम में बैठा हूं, पटना में अपने स्टडी रूम में बैठा हूं और लेख लिख रहा हूं. For now I am writing an article on Gita. Now when I am writing, across the road there are चटनी वाला बेचने वाला, आम बेचने वाला या दही बेचने वाला या सब्जी बेचने वाला जा रहा है, सब आइसक्रीम बेचने वाला जा रहा है, मुझे पता भी नहीं चलता है, वो आके जोर जोर से बोलता है, लेकिन मैं तो लिख रहा हूं, कान में शब्द आते हैं, लेकिन मैं शब्द से डिस्टर्ब नहीं होता हूं। क्यों? मेरा ध्यान, मन अटैच्ड, मेरा मन अगर इस खोज में है कि आइसक्रीम वाला कहीं आ गया, आगे चला तो नहीं गया। मैडम आके पूछती है कि आइसक्रीम वाला आया था कि नहीं, मुझे क्या पता आइसक्रीम वाला आया था नहीं था, ओ तो देखना चाहिए था ना, सुनना चाहिए था ना, अरे मैं तो गीता पर लेख लिख रहा हूं। The question of how your mind is trained, it is no fault of the external world, it is no fault of things in the outside world, but it is you. If your mind is totally uninvolved in the things which are outside world, अगर आपकी इंद्रियां बहिर्मुखी नहीं है, अंतर्मुखी है, अंतर में तो भगवान बैठा है, सर्वसचाहमिति। अगर आपने मन को भगवान की ओर ले आए और विषयों के साथ नहीं लगाया, तब तो फिर भगवान आपका कृपा करेंगे, and you will be one with him. We will explain again next week.